Hello and welcome to the weekly wrap-up. I'm Louise and this is Leon.
Coming up on this week's show, the biggest news of 2016 so far is the new Assassin's Creed is rumoured to be set in ancient Egypt and skipping a year.
But first, there's been news from all of the big three names on the incoming virtual reality headsets and the small matter of a price for Oculus Rift.
2016 will definitely be the year of VR, with Oculus 5 and PlayStation all getting ready to launch a range of headsets, controllers and boxes to make your gaming a little bit more holodecky. Oculus Rift are starting what will undoubtedly be a new format war by...
Hello Betamax.
Oculus Rift
HD DVD.
Oculus Rift...
New Coke.
Oculus Rift...
3D TV in general.
Oculus Rift are starting what will undoubtedly be a new format war by launching pre-orders first. A headset, stand, remote and Xbox One controller can be yours for just $600 or £500. That'll ship in March, although those fancy touch controllers have slipped to the second half of 2016, so you might want to hang on a bit there.
Now obviously a lot of you aren't impressed with that price, with $200 to $300 being a more popular choice, obviously. I'll pay £300, it shouldn't cost more than a console, says Gavin Day.
While Andrew Duck agrees, saying I will wait for $200 or less, or simply not use it.
Next up is HTC and Valve's Vive, which is currently looking at an April release date after it was delayed by a secret technological breakthrough. Now, no one said specifically what that was, but the headset does now have a built-in camera system so you can see the real world without taking it off, handy, as well as newly designed controllers and a sleeker version of its motion tracking sensors that let you move around as you play.
Which just leaves us with Sony's PlayStation VR, which is aiming for an early 2016 release. Now there's no way of telling which will win. Oculus more or less invented VR as we know it today.
Vive has the most interesting tech.
And Sony potentially has the most mainstream appeal, with analysts predicting nearly 2 million sales on consoles.
Now, PC on the other hand has predicted 6.5 million sales across Oculus and Vive, so it's pretty much level pegging at this point.
But with everything about to kick off, we'll soon know who are the winners and who are the losers.
Bing, Twitter Moments, Kinect, Google+, Leon.
Oi.
In other news, Sony announced it sold 5.7 million PS4s over Christmas, bringing the total up to nearly 36 million PS4s in the wild.
Just Cause has announced its first DLC is nearly here. Sky Fortress will bring new missions, features and other exciting surprises to the skies of Medici.
And Homefront the Revolution will be out in May if some leaked Target pre-order cards are anything to go by.
So there's a new Assassin's Creed on the way, possibly set in ancient Egypt, but not until 2017, so I'll just keep these safe. Thank you. And the rest?
Yep, if you've spent the week in a sarcophagus and don't already know, Assassin's Creed is rumoured to be skipping this year and heading in the direction of ancient Egypt.
Now, according to multiple sources, the new game is allegedly codenamed Assassin's Creed Empire, although don't expect that name to last long given that Syndicate was originally leaked as Victory.
Now, we're taking everything with a fistful of salt for now before I get too excited, but ancient Egypt sounds incredible for the series.
It's also a time period we've seen before in a leaked but cancelled Ubisoft game known as Project Osiris. Now, this might seem unrelated, but you can find emails between Abstergo employees in Assassin's Creed Black Flag featuring the character from Osiris looking at pyramids.
Now, speaking of Black Flag, I've done some digging and it's not for treasure. Now, the 4chan post allegedly from a developer from Ubi says that the same pirate team is making this new 2017 version. So far, so stabby. But
back in 2013, Ashraf Ismail, the game director of Black Flag, said, and I quote, "I'm not saying we are going there, but one day I would love to explore Egypt as a setting for this game. Ancient Egypt could be a really cool place."
Now, coincidentally, Ismail's LinkedIn profile has him working on an unannounced Ubi project since finishing Black Flag, which would be the perfect 2-year timeframe for the development of the new game.
So, a year off for the Creed and you're all suitably chipper about it. Braxton Flake on Facebook says, if they make this game play and feel like AC1, the Ezio series and Black Flag combined, best game ever material would exist right there.
Good, it'll give them time to make a good game. They're turning into COD using the same thing over and over again, says Derek West.
Meanwhile, Carl Douglas thinks it needs to be off for a little bit longer. I know it's early to say this, but Assassin's Creed could do with a few more years off and a good reboot.
I only have one thing left to say, courtesy of Ted Daniel Brown. The last time they took a year off, they made AC2.
That seems as good a place as any to finish the show, but see you next week.